Gentlemen, so you've been overwhelmed. You want to get into fragrances heavy. You don't know where to start. It's a lot to unpack. There's TikTok reviews, shorts, YouTube videos. Everybody seems like they know so much. You don't know where to start. Hopefully, by watching my video, I can give you some insights on how to get started on your journey. My name is Randy, also known as Practically Randy, because I want to know the whole story. I don't want to know what's on the surface level. I want to go deep. Now, colognes, perfumes, fragrances for guys, usually it starts in our childhood. We see our dads, we see our uncles, and we see how they getting down. We see what they were wearing. Most of us could name all of the fragrances that we've seen from when we was young little boys. And now that we're adults, we just never seem to get into it. It's just could just be like for happenstance. We just didn't get into it. But now you want to get into it. You don't know where to start. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. Why do you want to wear a fragrance? Why? Did you smell it on somebody before? You're trying to attract women. You just think that it's going to make you feel better. Why do you want to just only wear it just for a specific occasion? You just want to wear it because it's a wedding, a baby shower. Why do you want to wear it, right? Think about why. And whichever one of those reasons it is, there's no right or wrong reason. If you don't wear it at all, but you just want to smell extra good for a particular event, just do it, right? You could just do it. Or if one of your reasons is you want to wear it because you have a particular job, you know, you could wear it for that. So let me give you some context now. If you're a professional, real estate agent, teacher, sole proprietor, you work for yourself, it's very important that you wear a fragrance because those are the professions where it's all you. You are everything. Why not wear something to help you have a lasting impression on somebody that could want to do business with you in the future? That'll help you tremendously, and you wouldn't even realize. The person might not remember your name. They might not remember what you sold them, but they remember that you were very likable and you smelled mad good. You know what I'm saying? So you could wear fragrances casually every day to just make yourself seem more prestigious in your regular daily life. And of course, going out events, the nightlife, of course, you want to have something to put on, of course, right? This last one I think is kind of interesting. Going to the gym or just I don't know if I would, but I wouldn't be against it, wearing a fragrance inside of the gym. I think that's cool if you're the one to wear a fragrance inside of the gym. Then you got to think about your personality, what kind of person you are. Are you a quiet person? Are you a loud person? You are introverted? Are you extroverted? You got to consider those things because the type of fragrance that you get lead with one of those personality traits that you are. They would. That's how much of a interesting and beautiful game this is to be in. And here's another nice thing about the fragrance is that each fragrance has different longevity settings. They have different longevity features that they go with each one. So if you're somebody that you want to smell good, but you don't want to be smelling like that all day, you just want to spray something on and have it last for a while and then go away, you would get you any fragrance that's labeled EDT, Eau de Toilette. These fragrances, plenty of companies sell these fragrances. Plenty of them. These fragrances usually have a scent longevity of 2 to 4 hours, max 2 to 4 hours. If you're somebody that eats very clean, you eat very healthy, you don't do any kind of processed foods or very minimal, very low alcohol, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you probably could get it to last longer. If you're somebody that loves something and it smells good and you want to smell like it all day. You will get you a EDP, a Eau de Parfum. Eau de Parfums or EDPs, they'll stay on you until you die. Those are not coming off. EDPs is what you get. Usually you will find EDPs in niche houses. The designer brands usually make those too. So niche houses, Creed, Parfums de Marly. You have Maison Francois Kirkgin. You have Jean Paul Gaultier, JPG. Parfums, those last all day. If you like the smell and want to smell like it all day, those are very potent and pungent. You will get EDPs. Now, if you wanted to just be something very light, very subtle, only you could smell it, these are the things you want to get because you want to say to yourself, well, I know I don't stink. You would get your EDCs, your Eau de Colognes. Yes, we've been saying men's cologne. Cologne is just a type of fragrance. That's why I'm saying fragrance and not colognes for everything. But colognes, they last the shortest because it has the least amount of concentration of the oil of the formula inside of the bottle. So those usually get you 1 to 2, maybe 2.5 to 3 hours. Now, those I would just recommend you would wear these kind of fragrances if you're going to be very close to somebody and you don't want to overpower their nose. Dentists, you're seeing a doctor, you are seeing a barber. Barber's cutting hair. You don't want him to be. You don't want to be hitting him in his face with all this stuff you got going on. So it could get stronger than that, but this is just a great baseline surface level for people that just getting into it. So when it comes to the fragrances, the fragrance families, you have the woody notes. You have the cedars, the sandalwood, vetiver, the masculine stuff. I like to call it smelling like a pine cone, walking around smelling like a tree, right? They have those notes. Then you have the citrus notes. These are my favorite notes. I love the citrus notes. You have the bergamot, lemon, grapefruit, the fresh stuff, the aquatic, marine, you walking around smelling like a cruise ship, you know what I'm saying? That's the stuff I kind of like. Then you have the herbal stuff. You got the lavender oils, the rosemary, mint. You have the oily stuff, the stuff you smell when you're going in to get a massage, the massage parlor stuff. You have those. You have the spicy notes. You have the pepper, cinnamon, cardamom, that warm stuff that brings it into the fragrance. So that's the baseline level of the fragrance notes and the scents. I'm gonna do a video on that, breaking that down in more detail in the future, because there's a whole lot more. And then fragrance houses, they get real smart. They put them together and then they have us smell them and trying to guess which notes. I have no idea what note is what anything, but that's how it's just described. Okay, so let's talk about how to explore these fragrances when you first get your hand on them. How are we going to explore them? So I recommend don't blind buy anything. Just don't do it. No matter how much of a hype it is, because you don't know if you're going to like it. So don't blind buy anything. And if you do, just know you're taking a risk. So if you are going to buy a blind buy, get the smallest bottle they have, or even look to see if you can get a sample. Now, let me tell you a quick story. And this leads to why I wanted to do this video. So I went on a smell test with my brother. We went to Neiman Marcus. I smelled so many different fragrances. I smelled designers, Polo, Dolce & Gabbana, Paco Rabanne. I smelled designer fragrances. I smelled niche fragrances. I smelled pretty much everything. I smelled everything. And then over time, I mean, I could be bugging, but I don't think that I'm bugging. Over time of smelling all the different things that I smelled, the scent started smelling the same. When I say the same, I don't mean I couldn't tell the difference of anything. What I'm saying is the fresh brand started to smell the same. Not the same, but very close. The nighttime fragrances, the evening ones started to smell very close. So I started to think to myself, Most of these fragrances are starting with the same bases. They're changing it a little bit in the middle, and then they're adding some stuff on the top so that when we smell it, it smells different. But when it dries down, because when you spray it on your skin, there's levels when you spray them on your skin. They dry down. So when they dry down, they're going through the process. You spray it on your arm, you spray it on your arm, boom. That first note that you smell, that's called the top note, hit you in your nose. You're like, yo, smell crazy, amazing, whatever. After it dries, it's going through a whole process of releasing all types of amazing, fantastic phenomena in the air. You know what I'm saying? So, what I noticed is they all smelled similar. So I'm like, yo, it don't make sense to start a collection and buy every single fragrance. It really doesn't make sense, especially if you don't got the money for that to be doing that. My philosophy is go and explore, find a fragrance house company that you like, that you recognize, that you notice. If that company covers the whole range, they have aquatic fresh stuff, they have sweet, spicy stuff like that, and then they have the niche stuff where it's very potent. So what I'm saying is a line that has a cologne, they have a toilette, and they have a parfum. If you could find a line like that and you like it, you're pretty much gonna like everything that they have to offer. So my philosophy is instead of buying every single creed, every single this, every single that, just pick one and buy the whole range if they have the whole range. Because I think that after a while, when you get to buying so many of them, they're not that different from each other in smell when you smell it. So it's like you're buying the same thing multiple times just to say you have it. And if you have it just to say you have it, that's cool too. Because I be seeing some dudes' collections and them joints be looking crazy. I be like, yo. So I'm not even hating. I'm just thinking for the average guy like me, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to have all of those fragrances. Just find a house that covers the whole spectrum. They got the EDT, the EDP, they got the cologne, they got the parfum, they got everything. Just rock out with that fragrance house, especially if you like the smell, because I'm telling you, if you like one of their smells, you're probably going to like all of the ones that they have to offer. And that's just my philosophy on how you should approach getting into fragrances, especially if you're first starting out. And it's so much. It is so much to get into. You could wear one in the night, one in the day, one in the gym, one in summer, one in winter. I don't think that you should be getting into this brand new and going through all of that because it's really not that serious. Especially because, and I like to say this, that these fragrance houses, as much as there's so many of them, they're working for us. They're working for me. They're working for you. You don't see how they make these bottles look so beautiful? That's to make us be like, yo, this is crazy. This look way better than so and so. So I think that if you find a house and the presentation is amazing, just rock out with that house and get everything that they have and just finish your collection or use that as a base for your collection and then maybe get one of something else that you might like. But I really don't think you need to be buying all of the niche fragrances, all the designers. I really don't think you need to. I think you should, like I said, to finalize it, explore, go on a smell test, go on an Neiman Marcus, go to Macy's, smell as much as you can, get a baseline idea for what you like, and just get the whole house of whatever you like to smell for. And if you want to get some extras or step outside of that house, get one of whatever the other thing that you like for the other house. And the last thing, where to buy these fragrances. Gentlemen, the times are changing and most of us are doing things online. I just gotta say, I think customer service is dead. So I don't really want to speak to somebody behind the counter and giving me education on it. I really don't. I'd rather do Chat GPT, Google search. I don't need you to tell me about it. So, gentlemen, I think there's plenty of online retailers you could get in this game if you want to get started. It's way better price. If you're a person's person and you like talking to people directly, I don't mind it either. I just think they'll just get you into selling something to you that you don't even know you're being sold to. You want to make the choice for yourself. So we have some online retailers. I say them in every single video. I'm going to start putting links to them in the description of these videos. We have maxaroma.com. We have jomashop.com. You have fragrance.net. You have, of course, the big dogs, Macy's.com, Ulta. You have Neiman Marcus, you know what I'm saying? You have, and some others I'm forgetting to mention at the time of the recording of this video, but those are some great places you could buy them. I saw videos saying don't buy them from Facebook Marketplace. I mean, I'm going to second that. Don't do that. Don't buy them on eBay. I mean, if you do, you're buying at your own risk, but you want to be official in this game out here. You don't want to be wild and buying fake stuff. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to reading reviews, don't be reading these reviews, bro. Take these reviews with a grain of salt. People are negative, man. Like, everybody's negative. A negative person should not be doing reviews, and most of us are negative by default. So don't be reading reviews. Listen, just go in, because I'm not a negative person. I'm not, trust me. So maybe stick around for me, and if I get to it, I'll do a review on it, and you can trust me. But and that sounds crazy saying that, but most reviewers are negative. They be saying crazy stuff in these reviews, and you could tell they didn't have it that long, or they just blind bought it, and they won't tell you they blind bought it. So just don't go too serious when it comes to reviews. So, gentlemen, finally, I just want to say, start real small. Get a fragrance from a house you recognize. For example, for me, my wife got me started in the game. She got me Versace. We all know Versace. But as I grew more into it, I found Dolce & Gabbana. And I like the fact that Dolce & Gabbana carries the whole line. So I got a EDT Dolce. I got a Parfum Dolce. I got the whole line of Dolce & Gabbana. So that's a quick example for you, my guy, to just start small. Don't come into this thing guns blazing, buying Creed and all that. You're going to get yourself. You're going to be wilding out here in these streets, and then you're going to end up spending way too much money. You're going to say, fragrances is expensive, bro. This is why I didn't. No, you just went into it guns blazing, and you didn't need to be doing all of that. Gentlemen, this is my philosophy on fragrances. I hope this helps you. If it does, give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know. If you're struggling, we in this together. We trying to learn this thing together. We trying to see when they say pineapple, we don't even know what pineapple smell like. We just eat it. Especially in a bottle that I'm going to spray on my skin. You know what I'm saying? So, gentlemen, with that being said, thank you for tuning into this video. Thank you for your time, and holla at your boy.